Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. Every single day in this channel, I'm talking about unique topics on public speaking, storytelling, emotional intelligence, and much more. Join the tribe by hitting that subscribe button right on below, hit that bell notification, and never miss another video again. In today's episode, we are entering the world of emotional intelligence, and I'm going to give you some counterintuitive advice on relationships. And it's not really advice, it's pretty much observations. Because one thing that I've realized as of late is that there's a lot of different information that's going around regarding relationships, and it's not really meant to bring the two genders closer together. It's actually meant to divide them, because that's the content that really is popping off nowadays. I would say that there's certain things that it's not just about societal norms. It's just about a human being thing. And one of the fundamental things I've realized is that men and women communicate differently. More importantly, they show that they're liking someone differently as well. I believe that men show interest in a woman, like you really know they're getting interested in someone when they become a little bit more protective of this person. And I believe women show interest and liking towards someone when they become more clingy towards this person. Now, you may argue that both of this is bad, and there's a lot of advice out there nowadays that state that both of these are bad. They're like, well, what do you mean the guy is getting really protective over her? Are you saying that he's being controlling? And what do you mean the girl is being clingy? I mean, he needs this free time too, you know? It's not a matter of trying to spot, like, is this right or wrong? It's just about noticing it. So this is very important to understand, because you do not want a bitter person who has no one to talk you out of a great relationship. Let's say you're a girl, and let's say your guy is like, hey, so you're going out to a club wearing that. At first, what's going to be like, well, who is he to monitor what I am wearing? Right? That's going to be the first thought. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, I am. It's going to be like, I don't really know if you should be wearing that. It's a little too revealing. I'm not going because I got to work at home. So, I mean, can you please cover up a bit more? Now the girl may be feeling very salty. She may be like, well, what is this? I mean, this guy is very controlling. She's been consuming a lot of content that warned her about a moment just like this. However, I do not think that this is controlling. I think it can be controlling if the guy is overdoing it. But I think a small little concern like that actually shows that the guy cares for the girl. I actually had a relationship a long time ago where the girl, I think I was like a freshman or a sophomore in college then. So I was really young. And the girl, she was going to go to a club, and she wasn't really wearing something revealing like that. And I was super nonchalant about everything back then. And I just wanted to stay home that night. So she shows like, hey, I'm wearing this and I'm going out. What do you think? I'm like, yeah, it's all good. I'm thinking that's the end of it. She's like, well, what do you mean it's all good? Like, you don't have a problem with this at all? And I said, no, I mean, should I? And she says, I guess not. And she walks away. Back then, I didn't get it at all. I'm thinking, this girl is crazy. But nowadays, I get it, because when a guy really cares for a girl, he's starting to become a little bit more protective to create that boundary, to say that this is a relationship. You should be a little alarmed if the guy does not care at all. It's like, oh yeah, hang out with this guy. Oh yeah, watch whatever. Oh yeah, post about this guy, etc. That means the guy doesn't really like you like that. It means that the guy views you as, you know, you could say one of those time passes, a hookup buddies, something like that, but nothing too serious. Very counterintuitive advice, I know. Now the opposite, where guys, they really need their free time. So whenever their girl is like hypothetically, let's say blowing up their phone or texting a lot, they're like to their boys like, bro, can you believe her, man? She just won't leave me alone. Where I'm here to say that that's actually a good thing. I mean, obviously, once again, you could overdo it where you're actually harassing this person, but checking up and following up, calling a little bit more when there's distance is a good sign. A girl that is super nonchalant and is like, oh yeah, disappear for 6-7 hours, I don't care. They don't really like you like that, homie. But when the girl is, every now and then double texting, every now and then following up more, calling more, texting more, which you're doing too, by the way, but in your free time, she really misses you. That missing factor is important. Where for the guys, it's the protection factor. For the girls, it's that missing factor. How much are they missing this person? And if they're missing a lot, then it will translate in their behavior over time. In the beginning stages, she may be really cold and aloof with people, but the more that you get to know her and the more that she's every now and then leaving voicemails, rather than labeling it as crazy or clingy, you should just say something like aw. Like aw. And that changes the perception into, wait a minute, this is actually kind of sweet. This isn't weird. I should stop letting all these bitter people online tell me something like this is weird. So all in all, any advice out there and observation out there can get weird. It can be one of those things where the guy is monitoring what the girl is wearing too much. He's being a little too protective to a point where he is becoming controlling. And likewise, the girl is hitting up the guy too much. She just went from a sweet clingy into a borderline stalker. I'm excluding moments like that and telling you to focus on the norms more. The more that you focus on the norms, the more that you will realize, man, I was really wishing that my partner liked me, but he or she really does like me. They're just communicating it in a completely different way. So rather than discarding that person, now you're like, you know what? I really vibe with this person. Sweetheart, let's go and get some Chipotle. So if you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below and stay subscribed to the channel to get more content from the ArmaniTalks brand. I will catch you next time.